Hello, I'm drinking Milky Green from Treehouse. So they've been doing these milkier versions of their classic beers. Um, and they all just say they use softer water profile, torrefied grains like wheat, a different yeast blend, and more hops. This says 35% larger than the original. I feel like some of the other ones said 30. It's also 7.6%, which is funny. Normally green is 7.5, and they call it an IPA. This one, since it's 7.6, it magically becomes a double IPA. They've never called green a double IPA. And I've had a lot of these milkified versions, and I go back and forth on whether I like them more. I think I eventually just like the classic Treehouse taste that's so unique and done so well by them. They're just trying to update things a bit and make them more like the modern hazy IPA that people go crazy for and line up, which is super milky, super pale yellow. Which, like, if you get a random batch of Julius, it's not murky hazy, it's hazy, and it's not that pale. It's got kind of a dark orange. Yeah, I keep going back and forth on whether I like these ones. I had a can of the first batch of this, and I guess I thought it was fine. But the flavor profile of green is just, I don't know if it makes sense to make it more milky and creamy, because I find it to be so mentholy and like unripe pineapple, and that just doesn't go great with milky sweet creaminess. But we'll see. I think this is the second batch. It came out, today's the 19th, so exactly 2 weeks ago. And you can see it's quite pale and hazy. Green is usually pretty pale. Like, this doesn't look that much different. Yeah, green is usually the palest, haziest of the classic Treehouse. And the bottom of this glass is very hard to clean. Trying to knock off some of the bubbles down there. But there you go. Head looks pretty good, and poured it a bit hard for this glass, but that's just kind of what happens. There you are. So green, if you don't know, prominently features Galaxy hops. It uses American hops too. They don't really tell you anything else. And on this they don't say. They say a larger hop charge, but probably the same. Yeah, it's the same hops. It's more new malt, yeast, and process. So it smells like green with maybe a little bit of a more sweet smell to it. And I just rearranged this room, and now it's a little more boomy. Hopefully my sound is good. And I got this plant here for ambiance or something. It smells good. It's definitely got a good prominent aroma, but there's still a little bit of that Galaxy mentholy thing that sometimes I'm fine with, sometimes I'm not. Like, I'm kind of at the point where I prefer Galaxy as like a small portion of a beer. Not usually, not always. Seems like maybe I like Mosaic and Galaxy more, because Mosaic is a little bit fruitier than Citra often, but I don't know. Head looks nice, getting some good lacing. Really good looking head. Like they say, juicy pineapple. I don't know if it's juicy pineapple. It's like underripe pineapple with menthol. Passion fruit? I don't know. Maybe, but the greenness, it's called green. The greenness kind of distracts me from a lot of the fruitiness, but I should drink it. It's sweeter. It tastes pretty different. It's an interesting, sweet, green, salady type experience. With definitely some kind of menthol thing going on. I used to say eucalyptus, and then I experienced some real eucalyptus leaves, and it was like, no, that's not it. Really, menthol makes a lot of sense to me. Some people might say it's dank, but cannabis isn't like almost minty like menthol. It's very soft and silky, a nice feel. I think it's kind of incensey and earthy, and I'm just not getting the fruits. It's just not that fruity. You can watch a lot of old videos from 10 or so years ago I've done for Galaxy beers and just being like, oh, this is so great. I don't know if I'm a big Galaxy fan. Oh boy, some weird piece of speck of dirt is on the bottom there. That's kind of unnerving. Almost looks like a bug. But I don't think it's messing up the beer. Yeah, insane. I know I poured the head too much, but like this is a really well made beer. The feel, the head retention, the lacing. It's just Galaxy. Some people say that the modern Galaxy crops aren't as good. I don't know if that's it. But just really, it's great. Well made. I don't know if I'd probably like this as much as regular green. I got Gaga Green recently. Kind of like their double dry hop version of green. That was a bit much. But yeah, it's a really nice feel on this beer, but then it just gets quite bitter. Green is like, this one's still pretty bitter like green is. Green is like maybe their most bitter IPA. I guess they do make a couple West Coast IPAs that are probably more bitter. As I drink this, I'm getting maybe a little more sweetness. I'm getting more, it's more sort of melon and underripe pineapple. It's in there. It's kind of bright. And yeah, really nice looking head. Like, look at that. That's so many of these hazy IPAs, especially the milky ones, they just die and there's no head and it's all lots of chalky throat burn. There's a teeny bit of that in this one, but it's very pleasant to drink. It's just the flavors just kind of clash for me. And it could be that they're using these stylized yeast strains that make things a little bit more medicinal to my taste. They might be fruitier than with a regular Treehouse yeast strain, but I don't like medicinal phenolic type stuff, which maybe this has a little bit in the end. Yeah, it's quite hoppy. And that's just what Galaxy really does. But look at that lacing and stuff. That's fantastic. So it's hard for me to rate this. It's sort of a personal flavor profile preference, I guess. And I even uploaded a video of Milky Haze, and I loved that on the video. And then I had it a few days later, and it's like, this isn't that great. It's kind of medicinal. So, I mean, it's worth trying. But if green's your favorite one, this might not be your favorite. But man, that head, can't stop. Like, that's just. And part of this glass is kind of doing it a little bit, these shaped glasses, but it's just great. And I got this at a thrift store, like used and dirty. I've cleaned it since, don't worry. But that's it. I'm not gonna, like a rating. Okay, I guess everyone likes ratings. I always do 4.25. I don't know, somewhere around there. Sorry, bye.